Series 5 of Doctor Who is a change in the show as we know it. Gone are David Tennant, Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner, all those guys, they're all gone. Now we have Matt Smith in his first season as the 11th Doctor with the man Stephen Moffat coming back as showrunner, and this is his first season as showrunner, and Karen Gillan is here as Amy Pond, and it's a complete wipe. There's nothing of the Russell T Davies era in this series, basically. And I have to say, this is my favorite season of Doctor Who. I love Matt Smith's first season. It's one of the best, the best season the show has ever made in this era. Although some of Peter Capaldi's seasons come close, and then David Tennant's seasons are really good. But this is the best. I honestly think there are no absolutely bad episodes in this season. And there are some meh episodes, but I don't think there's a single bad episode in this season. And it shows the quality and the passion that Moffat had with this. There's 13 episodes and a Christmas special, and Moffat wrote almost all of those. He wrote I think he wrote 6 or 7 episodes total this season. And yeah, Matt Smith is amazing I can see why so many people got into the show during Matt Smith's run, because he's such an eccentric and awesome character, and you can tell I'm finally getting over this whole Time War thing. David Tennant was getting over it, and then Matt Smith's he's finally over it, and he can have fun again. And yeah, it's great. So the series starts off with the episode of the 11th Hour, which I'm gonna say hands down, it's Matt Smith's best episode in my opinion. He just acts so well in it. Then it begins where End of Time left off. The TARDIS is crashing. It lands in Amelia Pond's background, played by Caitlin Blackwood, when she was a young girl. And the Doctor's going through post-regenerative craziness. And Matt Smith's introduction to Amelia Pond is perfect. You can watch this scene, and you watch this scene alone, and you can tell that the tone is definitely a lot better.
Can I have an apple?
I mean, you can tell just by that line. Just by that, you can tell he's gonna be great. And and then yeah, he has the funny food montage scene where he has the craving. The crack in the wall, and then the Atraxi, and then Prisoner Zero has escaped in Amelia Pond's room, and Amelia and the Doctor make friends. Doctor asks Amelia if she wants to come wants to come with, and yeah, but the Doctor has to go and get the TARDIS safe and fixed before it vanishes away from itself. And then Amelia goes out and waits, and then 12 whole years pass. The Doctor finally comes back, and Amy is now an adult, played by Karen Gillan, and she's the policewoman dressed as the kissogram, and she kisses people. And then the Doctor tries to stop Prisoner Zero. And this Prisoner Zero has been in Amy's house this whole time, and the Atraxi finally come and and the Doctor has 20 minutes to save the world. He's still going through the post-regeneration, and yeah, he does this really smart thing. He asks the one guy with the laptop to help. Rory helps with Roy, played by Arthur Darvill, helps a lot. And then it ends with the Doctor gets rid of Prisoner Zero. Amy wakes up when the Doctor, because she gets used by Prisoner Zero as a phone. And it ends with the Doctor having his I'm the Doctor speech to the Atraxi when they come back. his new outfit, and then you see the wonderful, and then the Doctor leaves again for the new TARDIS, and 2 years later pass again for Amy and the Doctor, and then Amy sees the wonderful new TARDIS, and wow, this thing is definitely a much needed improvement over David Tennant's TARDIS. I like Tennant's TARDIS, but Matt Smith's first TARDIS has some sort of special character, and it gets even better when Matt Smith's second TARDIS / Peter Capaldi's TARDIS comes out. And then they go off on their adventures, and Amy's actually supposed to get married the next day to Roy. And that's how that ends. The next episode is Beast Below, and it was once again written by Moffat. And this one takes place on the Starship UK. Everyone in the United Kingdom lives on the Starship except for Scotland because of something stupid, I don't even know. And they're being guided by this star whale, which is being tortured, and there's this and the Doctor has to stop these smiler face robots, and then he has to choice between kill the star whale and free it. And there's this cyborg black Queen Elizabeth X, I think, Liz 10, and then it ends with the Doctor having this first big dark moment, and he's like, wow. And then Amy decides to tell the Doctor save the star whale and change things so they don't repeat itself, because it was repeating itself. And it ends with okay, I can't speak. And then the star whale decides to pilot the ship itself. The Doctor and Amy leave. They look at the beautiful but not realistic looking Starship UK, and then it ends with there's a crack in the universe on the Starship UK. This one's more of a meh episode, but it's still pretty good. Funny story, the video cut off as soon as I started talking about Victory of the Daleks. Maybe it's because it's my least favorite episode of the series, or maybe it's just because I ran out of storage. The world may never know. The Victory of the Daleks is written by Mark Gatiss, and it's his first script since series 2, and it's the one where the Doctor and Amy go to the Victorian London, not Victorian London. They go to World War II London during the Blitz, and they meet Winston Churchill, and then Doctor finds out the British soldiers and Winston Churchill have Daleks for some reason. I don't know. There's this professor guy. He also is a Dalek. The Doctor recognizes him as the Doctor sees that he's actually a robot android with Dalek tech, and then the Daleks are revealed to actually have trying to rebuild the race, because that's worked so well. How many other times we've done the same story in the Russell T Davies era? Granted, it's done a bit better here. The episode ends with the Doctor up on the Dalek spaceship. Amy's on Earth still, and the Daleks give birth to the Paradigm Daleks, and whoa, Skittles! Just kidding. These look awful on TV. Even Stephen Moffat himself says they look awful. I think everyone on the Doctor Who team says they look awful. And then they destroy the normal-looking Daleks, which are the ones that look decent, and they go, and then the Dalek race is going to be rebuilt. Surprise, surprise, it's back. For how long this time? They all end up getting destroyed in the end. And, yeah, it's a pretty meh episode. It's my least favorite episode of the season. No doubt, it's not a bad episode. Out of the horrors of, Daleks in Manhattan and all that stuff, this is definitely miles higher than those episodes. And then, yeah. And now we're back to the first two-parter of the season, and this is the return of the Weeping Angels from after their appearance in Series 3, and also in the reappearance of River Song. Time of the Angels and Flesh and Stone they're decent. They're good. They're good stories. They're good Weeper Angel stories, but they're just confusing. These army guys are apparently priests, and they're militarized. They're just military priests. What? what? It makes no sense. Like, I don't get it. And then, there's River Song crashes a spaceship, and it contains the last Weeping Angel. Everybody else dies. Then River Song and the what's it called? And the priests recruit the Doctor and Amy to stop the Weeping Angels. They go through this labyrinth of a maze through the ship, and like the Doctor gets trapped, a bunch of people gets killed, and like the episode ends with like the Doctor like firing a gun and destroys this like orb or spear or something that destroys that is keeping them in place. That's how Time of Angels ends. And then Flesh and Stone ends with like they find a crack in the wall, like how they found in the last 3 episodes of the series, and it's actually it erases the Weeping Angels from existence. Amy's got like an angel imprint in her eye, and like that's actually an angel itself. And Amy can't see or blink, or else the angel will get her. And yeah, it's weird. It ends with the Weeping Angels being erased from existence, and Amy tries to seduce the Doctor. I'm glad she, and yeah, sorry for not speaking. Yeah, it definitely is weird. Luckily, Amy becomes the best friend again afterward, and it's all gone. What I don't like about these episodes is that they make the Weeping Angels not scary anymore. Like, in Blink, they're terrifying. They're like scary creatures. And you take away some of the fear in this episode, Moffat. You see them actually moving, and they're like sci-fi monsters, and not like horror monsters. They're good. They're good episodes. I'd recommend them. And then the next episode is Vampires of Venice, which is the one where they go to Venice, Italy, and then they reignite Amy and Rory's like passion for each other, and then there's like a cult of vampire ladies, and the vampires are piranhas. They're not piranhas; they're like fish, and oh boy, it's like confusing. Once again, not bad, but not good. That's really all I need to say about that one. Nothing else really happens. Nothing else happens other than that Rory joins the Doctor full time. The next episode is Amy's Choice, which I really like. Amy's Choice is the one where the Doctor drops Amy and Rory off, and where they're gone for like 5 years, and Amy's like super pregnant. Rory's got a weird ponytail, and it turns out that they're actually switching back and forth between a dream world and a real world. And the Dream Lord is there, played by Toby Jones, who is in Captain America and in Harry Potter. And he's like a dark manifestation of the Doctor's personality, like the Valyard, who we still haven't figured anything out about yet. And he says one world is fake. There's 2 worlds. There's the one in the TARDIS near a star that's getting cold, and there's one where there's one in Ledworth where there's like alien creatures taking over the elderly people, and one of them's real, one of them's fake. But it turns out that both of them are actually fake, and the Doctor figures out that it's some sort of psychic pollen. But the whole thing of the episode is Amy has to really choose between the Doctor or Rory. Who does she like more like, and or yeah, and yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's great. Actually, I don't know why I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing meh about it. It's great. I love the episode. It provides it's these like dark stories that I really like, and yeah, I prefer this. I prefer this type of episode over like a dark, forced episode like I don't know, Runaway Bride. It's kind of like forced to be dark for some reason. But yeah. Remember how I said I was nervous in the Series 3 video? This makes me more nervous. Chibby Chib 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 Chibnall is back with a two-parter on the Silurians, who are the reptile creatures who lived on Earth long before humans did. And, I don't... Oh. So the Doctor and Amy arrive. The Doctor, Amy, and Roy. I keep forgetting Roy's here for a little. They arrive in, 2020, I think. I think it's either, 2018 or 2020. And they're there's this group of people drilling through the Earth, and they find this Silurian colony. The Silurians kind of wake up, and, they kind of are starting to attack the humans. They don't believe... And then there's a bunch of random characters that die, and we're supposed to feel sad for. And, I don't really feel sad for most of these characters. And, yeah, the Silurians are definitely a great improvement. Neve McIntosh makes a first appearance, not as Madame Vastra, but as a Silurian. And they're just great creatures. They look way better in this than they did in the classic series. Just look at these things from the classic series. Ooh, I didn't like that. And, yeah, Hungry Earth ends with, Amy being sucked down into the Silurian, and then they all decide to go down in there. And then Cold Blood begins with everybody tries to escape from the Silurians. I think the Silurians hibernate. It ends up the Silurians hibernating for 1,000 years, so that the humans can share the planet with them when they feel ready. And every other random characters go off to their own thing, but Roy gets erased from the Kraken time, and he gets erased from Amy's memory, but the Doctor remembers him for some reason, which I was confused about. And that's how it ends, and that's how Roy gets kicked out until the finale. It's a meh episode. They're meh. They're good. They're better than some of Chibnall's other works. Hint, hint. Dinosaurs. Fucking spaceship. Series 11, Fall 2018. Who's ready? I am ready, but I'm not ready. And then, this is the big span of good episodes. We have 4 good episodes in a row, plus a great Christmas special. So let's just get into this. One of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever, as well as the 11th Hour, was Vincent and the Doctor, where the Doctor takes Amy to a French museum and to look at the art of Vincent van Gogh, who's her favorite painter, so that she can make sure that Amy doesn't remember Roy and get all sad. And they go back to visit Vincent van Gogh because there's a creature that's attacking him, and Van Gogh is portrayed perfectly by Tony Curran, who was in a bunch of other work. I'm pretty sure he was in the Underworld movies and all that. And it features the Crephaeus. The Doctor's at his best here. He's feels human. He wants to help, but he also doesn't want to try to mess everything up. The Doctor brings Vincent into the present to see all the work and all the things he does, so that he can prevent him from suicide. But he doesn't. He does commit suicide in the end, and it's just great. It's a heartfelt episode, and the scene at the end with Vincent going to the museum is heartwarming, and the song that plays during that is also really heartwarming, and it makes me. And the next episode is The Lodger, which features James Corden in his first of 2 appearances in Doctor Who as Craig Owens. The TARDIS dematerializes without the Doctor. Amy's kind of trapped inside and it can't land, so the Doctor decides to live with Craig because there's alien activity happening in the flat above his house, his flat. Craig wants to go meet with Sophie, and then the Doctor's all weird around Craig, and the Doctor and Craig bond. Craig finds out the Doctor is an alien, and Craig, Sophie, and the Doctor all stop the aliens from being nuts. And the plot upstairs was actually a spaceship, and there was nothing. And then Craig, the TARDIS finally lands. Craig is okay, I can't say. And then Craig and Sophie go live a life together. The Doctor and Amy leave, and it's a heartfelt tale. Really good. If you like simple, nice episodes, this is one for you. Now, the 2-part finale wraps up the plot lines of the cracks in the universe and the thing of the Pandorica. The Pandorica is actually this big prison supposed to hold the Doctor. River Song calls the Doctor to I think, it's to Stonehenge in like 180. There's Roman centurions, and Rory's one of them. And the Doctor and a bunch of aliens come to like make sure that Pandorica doesn't open and all that. And the Doctor's trapped inside the Pandorica by all his enemies. River Song kind of gets trapped inside the TARDIS. Amy gets killed by Roy, who's actually an Auton, and Rory's like sad. And then the TARDIS explodes with River inside it, and the universe is gone. All the stars blow up except for Earth, and the only star technically is, and basically the cracks in space widen and they explode. And it's pretty interesting. Definitely a good one. Finally, so now that we were rudely interrupted for a second time, let's get back into the Big Bang, which is the finale of Series 5. It's one of the greater finales. Not one of the best finales, it's one of the greater ones. And basically it starts off with a bunch of timey-wimey nonsense. So, Doctor from the future comes back, gives Rory sonic screwdriver to free Doctor from the present. Doctor from the present tasks Rory with watching over Amy in the Pandorica, because Doctor puts Amy in the Pandorica so Amy can heal. Amy goes into the future with young Amy. Young Amy opens the Pandorica, meets old Amy, and a big timey-wimey nonsense. The Doctor saves River from the TARDIS. The exploding TARDIS is actually the big sun that's been rotating around the universe. Doctor faces Daleks and all these other monsters. Doctor decides to fly the Pandorica when he gets exterminated by the Daleks into the sun, into the TARDIS. It starts a big bang, starts the second big bang, resets the universe. The Doctor's not in it. Amy and Roy get married. Amy remembers the Doctor. Doctor comes back into the universe, and everything's hunky-dory. The Doctor takes Amy and Roy into the TARDIS, and they continue adventures together. It's great. It's actually really good. When you actually watch it, it's less convoluted, but it's convoluted for the first time you watch it. Definitely would have to watch it 2 times to understand what's really going on. And the series, that's technically the series end, but the series ends with the Christmas special 2010, A Christmas Carol, which guest stars Michael Gambon as Karzan Sardik, and it features basically Christmas Carol. Goes to Christmas past, goes to Christmas present, goes to Christmas future, and Amy and Roy are on this cruise ship, and they're trying to get through this atmosphere on a planet that Kazran controls, and there's like sharks and fish in the atmosphere, and it's really good. There's a really good piece of music composed by Murray Gold, Abigail's song, and it's sung, and it's really good, and it's a definite plus. It's Matt Smith's best Christmas special, just let me say it right there, and that's Series 5 in a nutshell. It's still my favorite season. There's a lot more meh episodes than I remember, but like I said, still no absolutely horrible episodes. So I'll give the episode that. I'll give the series that. I'm glad you enjoyed, and now we get to look into a bright future. Series 5 set a great example. I can't wait to see what's next. Series 6 is worse than Series 2, isn't it? Yeah. I'll see you guys next time.